Hello, and welcome to the latest edition of Shooting Straight with me, Voice of the Forge. Thank you once again for tuning in, and with a break from the usual pattern of the Shooting Straight series, today will be a series of political cartoons by Punch magazine in the Victorian era. This is a background to a presentation that is being conducted for a history access course, and as such will be delivered without the audio, as we will have our own audio at the event. This is purely the most expedient way that I can get part of the YouTube video into the presentation. So if you will bear with me, you will see many instances of political cartoons decrying or lampooning the new Poor Law regulations of 1834. Some of them are about unions and union workhouses versus the working man, and some of them are pictures of death being the poor man's only friend. One of the pictures depicts an angel weeping and a devil smiling, as it shows you the milk of human kindness being nothing more than drudgery and punishing the poor. These are political cartoons. They have a satirical bent, and they are meant to enlighten, but they do have their own agenda and are therefore subject to bias. In the first instance, they are a primary source, given the fact that they exist and the artists drew them, and they were published at the time in the Punch magazine. In other ways, they are secondary sources because they are an interpretation of events that were happening at the time and how people have reacted to them. Part of the reason why I'm putting this up on the Shooting Straight channel, as opposed to keeping this a private video that can be played from memory stick, is the fact that this goes hand in hand with what I talk about with Shooting Straight. Shooting Straight shows that there are biases and there are agendas to everything that we say, do, or watch. We can have them acknowledged at times, and at other times they will remain unacknowledged. This is because we are human beings, we are error prone at times, and even with the best will in the world, everyone watching out for every instance of bias would mean that we got nothing done. That being said, a biased source is better than no source at all, and these do show how certain members of the people at the time viewed certain political acts. Now, alongside this, what isn't being shown are other cartoons and pictures about the standard of living and the wars that are being fought. These are as much a secondary source as my interpretation, as I have decided which pictures to use, how long to display them for, and the order in which they've been displayed. These are pictures which enlighten us in one way, but I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the own lens through which you are viewing these pictures. And so it is with modern day. We could put modern day political cartoons next to these, and there would be, in some instances, striking similarities in the fact that we use caricature or hyperbole and otherwise conflate things which may or may not necessarily go together, but when put together in a juxtaposition can highlight or even obfuscate certain other facts. The video is just over 5 minutes long, so I am reaching near the end, so I will say thank you for listening to this brief episode of Shooting Straight. Normal service will be resumed when there is more time, and to those of you who are following me, I do apologise for the lack of videos since October, as I have been rather engaged with an actual learning course, which has meant that my free time has been significantly reduced, and when one has essays to write, it is very difficult to find the time to spend on doing a video which could be an hour or two in the making when you know you've got other more pressing work to do. Thank you very much for listening, and there will be some dead air at the end of this video, but please find me on Twitter and on YouTube at Voice of the Forge. Thank you.